Kuwaiti oil tanker was struck in the Gulf shortly after Donald Trump claimed Iran had allowed oil shipments as a gift. The Kuwaiti-flagged tanker was hit near Dubai, prompting anxiety across Gulf states over the security of vital oil and shipping routes. The strike left the full-loaded tanker burning in Gulf waters, creating a hazardous situation for the crew and nearby vessels. Kuwaiti authorities warned of a possible oil leak after the attack damaged the hull of the tanker Salmi. The incident has been described by some officials as an Iranian attack coming soon after Trump's remarks on Iran's gift.
They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money.
A large Kuwaiti oil tanker was struck off the coast near Dubai on March 31st, in what officials described as a suspected Iranian attack on the vessel. Authorities in Kuwait reported that their crude carrier Salmi came under attack while it was anchored close to Dubai port. The Kuwait Petroleum Corporation condemned the incident, calling it a direct and criminal act against one of its tankers. KPC said the Salmi was fully loaded with crude oil when it was hit, increasing concern over the possible impact of the strike. The strike caused visible damage to the ship's hull and started a fire on board, which crews and responders then moved to control. Kuwaiti officials warned that the damage raised the risk of an oil spill in nearby waters and said the situation was being closely monitored. The state news agency CUNA reported that specialist teams had begun assessing the scale of the damage to the tanker. KPC confirmed that no crew members or other personnel were reported killed or injured in the incident. Officials said emergency response units were on site to put out the fire and take steps to limit any potential oil leak. The attack has heightened worries about environmental harm in the heavily used shipping lanes and coastal areas near Dubai. Kuwaiti authorities added that a detailed technical inspection of the tanker was continuing to determine the full extent of the damage. Kuwait's armed forces said their air defense systems had been activated to respond to what they described as hostile missile attacks targeting the country. In additional online statements, Kuwaiti forces reported they were also dealing with hostile drones detected in their airspace. Officials in Kuwait described these developments as a serious security threat to the country's critical energy facilities and wider infrastructure. Earlier, Donald Trump had claimed that Iran was allowing oil tankers to pass through the Strait of Hormuz as a gift, suggesting a temporary easing of tensions over shipping routes.
They're going to make a deal. They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Is that nuclear related?
No, it wasn't nuclear related. It was oil and gas related. And it was a very nice thing they did. But what it showed me is that we're dealing with the right people. Because, you don't know, because the leadership was killed, all gone. Khomeini, all gone, as the expression goes, the past supreme leader. And then the new supreme leader was racked up, at a minimum racked up pretty good, and everyone else was gone. And then many of the people in the third tier are gone. But we're dealing with a group of people that I think turn out, and the present, the gift they made to us was very significant, and they said they were going to do it, and it happened, and they're the only ones that could have done it. Jennifer?
Was it related to the Strait of Hormuz and the flow of...
Yeah, it was related to the flow and to the strait, yeah, it was.
Are you negotiating on who's going to control the strait from now on?
No, we'll have control of anything we want. Look, if we can end this without more lives being down, without knocking out $10 billion electric plants that are brand new and the apple of their eye, I'd like to be able to do that, But they can't have certain things. I mean, you know the things. I don't have to go over the list, but again, it starts with no nuclear weapons, and they've agreed to that. There won't be any nuclear weapons. They're not going to have, and they're not going to have enrichment, any of those things. But look, I hate to say that we're in a very good bargaining position, and I hate to say that they're defenseless because, until that last missile is fired, they have little power. But we are in about the best bargaining position. We're way ahead of schedule. And again, they have no Navy and they have no Air Force and they have no missile protection, and most of their missiles are gone. Most of their launchers we've killed. We've killed about 82% of their launchers. So even if they had a missile, they can't launch it. We've been very effective. We have the greatest military in the world. Nobody even comes close. We have the best military equipment in the world.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.